Hello and welcome everyone. Please allow me a second to check whether or not I still have connection, because it just fell off just as we were about to start. Okay, it all seems good. So, hello and welcome everyone. Today we are going to be taking on the last part of the second rift, as well as showing off just what has happened in this last little while. First off, the new cosmetic items have appeared. The Severized Scythe and the Blessing of Okeanos has reappeared. This blessing cape is a massive snowflake set to be a blessing from the Avatar of Ice. Whatever power it might hold, it certainly keeps your neck nice and cool. Now then, on top of that, the Frostfall storybook has become available once more, and, most interesting of all, there is a certain fight that a high-level Death Knight is really, really good at. That's right. The newest of the infights actually really works with a Death Knight. There is a mechanic where he can set your HP to 1 if you fail to obey him. The Death Knight has all the tools required to obey him. Of course, this also means that load. This also means that the this also means that I will finally be able to actually see one done again on my main account. Not on this account. Not yet. However, right now we are going to be taking on the Proclamation War. You seem to be deep in thought, Your Majesty. Sometimes I wonder if I'm doing the right thing. Is it wise to trust the Golden Hand? What if the Wind has ulterior motives? And is Chania really working on something that could save us all? But then I must remember that I am Queen. I must be decisive, and my decisions must be absolute. All the same, when one is locked up on this throne, with the crown as my chains, it can be easy to forget. Allow me to just... No, not here. Where is it? Easy to forget these sacrifices that are being made out on the battlefield. I don't suppose you could sneak in a bow for me? Maybe I could find a window to shoot from. I mean, thank you, Jaina, loyal subject, for coming to give your respects. Keep up the good work. I don't think your cards would appreciate that. And so, the Green Guard Alliance is calling for us to bring down the sun. So, let's start by taking on Sunfall Part 1. Oh, this is going to be great. You're here at last, Jaina. Everything has been prepared for your mission. With the aid of the Rose, we've managed to secure an area outside Swordhaven. The Dragon Riders are ready and waiting. Our energizers are in place to enhance the ballistae. The Rose is prepared. Astromir has managed to wrest some control of the proclamation. Our positions grows more tenuous, however. The knights won't be able to hold out for too much longer. I can hold this for now, but please hurry. The ballistae and the Dragon Riders will be a distraction. While the Titan focuses on our attack, Jaina will send you up to face it. Are you ready? We don't know what you'll find up there, but you're resourceful. You're a hero. We're sure you'll find a way to force the Titan back. I appreciate your confidence in my abilities, but what if things go wrong? Should the worst occur, the Golden Hand will shrink the rift and we will be forced to figure out another way to deal with the Titan. Regarding that, Grand Magus Hansa, have you heard back from Lady Jania yet? Unfortunately not. Lady Jania is still recovering. She has yet to leave her study. I see. That is very troubling. However, we don't know how long we have left on this barrier. We must act while we can. We have no time to waste. Jaina, I know we're asking a lot of you. Are you prepared for this? I'm ready as I'll ever be, I suppose. Good. Kara, the protection spell is ready, is it not? Lady Kara? Oh, my apologies. Yes, with the sample provided by Jaina, we have the spell ready to cast. You and Fluffy will be prepared and protected before you head off. About that. How am I reaching the Titan again? We pulled something special from the workshops for this. The Pentagonal Knights of Oaklor have had designs for a catapult capable of firing a person great distances. It just so happens that we commissioned a replica of such a marvel of engineering some time ago. So, now we can choose to be launched up there, or we can fly. Of course we go with the thing we have greater experience with. Ready the catapult. I suppose the catapult is the only option, isn't it? I just knew you'd be excited to try it out. Just be careful of splinters, we didn't have enough time to sanitize the entire mechanism. What was that? Nothing. Now, let's move out. That should do it. Be careful, Jaina. Are you serious? I'm sitting in this catapult, waiting to be launched, just hoping your engineers got the math right. What if it misses? Why does it smell like... Fire everything! And so we are launched. And we are on top of the mask of the Titan. Right, let's make this visible so that we do deal the correct amount and type of damage. And so, an unbound fire elemental, sandstorm, everything is what we're facing now. Everything that they have sent up towards us, we now face. Right here on top of this creature, this Titan. And with darkness, we rise above the light. Alright, this fight is annoying. Because yes, there are parts of this that I find more annoying than the rest. I actually like the boss fight at the end of this. It is something that I could see be a mild in-boss. And I really like the concept of the in-bosses. I just think that they are far too harsh at the current point in time. So, seeing something that could be an in-boss but isn't quite, I'm all for that. And now, mental assassination. Another mental assassination. And as you might have noticed, by the way, the border around the screen is quite a lovely little colorful Christmas spectacle. So yeah, it's all Christmas here, or well, Frostmas, or Frostfall. I just like how they do things here. And I'm looking forward to seeing if we get a winter war or not. I don't think we will, to be honest, but it's always fun to speculate. Of course, I wouldn't be able to properly participate, not beyond 1,000 waves or so, but what can you do, really? Elementalize towards water. Double damage. Let's see if it's enough. It's enough. And now we are blinded. Whoops. Forgot about that. So. Now we blind ourselves. Oh, and this one becomes darkness again. Elementalize towards darkness as well. Now we deal with the light elementals. And with that, we have won. Or rather, almost won. This is quite a big one. Welcome to the boss fight with the Radiant Leech. It is resistant to a couple things. Let's just... water, I believe, or ice would work as well. Let me look up exactly what this one's mechanics were. Right. Right. Yes, this one charges up its fights and dealing more and more damage over time. Oh, and you basically don't want to use metal, nature, darkness, or energy. And really don't want to use fire and light, that just heals. Elementalize towards water. Or actually, let's see, did it have any special mechanics? No, it did not. Luckily, with ice, it can just, you know, die due to it. And as it charges, let us deal with the enemy. And now it has a 60 all boost due to the fact that it's fully charged, which is rather annoying. But meh, what can you do about that? It is now at 80. And then once it gets to its 100 charge, it will be fully charged. And it burst through our bonus. Let's see. There's nothing that will deal with that, so normal attack it is, I guess. And now it will unleash its full power. Right. Like, we could theoretically go for, and it has unleashed its energy. We could theoretically go for something akin to Death Knight, which can deal with the rather annoying part of the fight where the enemy is resistant. However, it requires being, you know, darkness, which it starts with a base 100 resistance to. Unfortunately, we can't do much about that. Right, I forgot that it has light resist like that. And so slowly but surely we make our way through the enemy. If only I did this fight with the Icebound Revenant, I believe, which is really good at stacking DOTs, specifically at stacking the various ice DOTs and ice resistances. And
destroying ice resistance, I mean, with that. Because what I did was I waited for it to have full all resist, which means that it deals it gains let's see, its special effect, which is its curse, will then only deal a minus 200 ice resist, which is quite a lot, as you can summarize from that. And it meant that I could damage him whenever, or it whenever. And so we defeated the Radiant Leech. And it goes down. The Titan is... Not... Oh, yo. I haven't the fuck enough.
Doesn't look like it's being pushed back far enough. This is a bad idea. I know this is a bad idea, but I'm the only one who can do it.
We have to try!
You're right. Ready, Fluffy? It's hero time.
And from here we can get leech scale bindings, which are really good at light and energy and fire resist, because it has an all +3. Just, you know, it isn't quite what we wanted. What we want is the and I will also sell the 13-leaf clover, because we need room in order to get the helm at the end of this.
Ow. Ow, ow, ow. I'd have thought that the inside of giant whale would be squishier.
You stop flying here. Where's all the light coming from?
It's even other here than...
Hello?
What was?
Da, 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 da.
You can hear me? Of course I can hear you. What's the noise?
It's the Titan. I can understand it. Well, it's not really talking, more like speaking ideas. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't.
I think I can talk to it.
Great. Can you ask it to spit us out, then kindly go back through the portal?
I'll try. Grand Titan, can you please spit us out and try to go back from where you came?
It says
it can't. Not that it doesn't want to. I get the feeling that it physically can't, like it's being forced to do this.
Is it the Magisterium?
Grand Titan, what is shackling you and keeping you against your will? Wow.
What?
Give me a moment, it's a lot to process.
just went really loud. How is that?
Okay, so it's been like this for a very, very long time. It's being forced to go wherever it's changed, even though its masters are gone. Jaina, it's so old and it's been a slave for so long. We have to help it.
Help it? Enslaved by what?
The orb, the sun. We have to break the giant orb sun. Let's go, Jaina. The Titan is like a chained dog. I'm sure it will be grateful if we free it.
Well, you're the expert here, Fluffy. Let's smash that orb. What was that?
Oh, it doesn't know what a dog is. Also, it says she tastes bad. And that you should feed me more dragon snacks when we're done with this. And I deserve more belly rubs and head pets and...
Just because I can't understand the Titan doesn't mean I'm stupid. Let's get moving.
Yeah, fine.
And so, we are off to face the true culprit behind this all. We're off to kill the sun. And isn't that just awesome? Like, seriously, we're off to kill the sun. That is the ridiculous I fell in love with this game. That is just the greatest. Yeah, let's do this combo. But yeah, off to kill a sun. And that is the one that will have the mechanics that I like. Not this one. This one doesn't have the fun mechanics. Darkness. I really should have put a point into the what's it called? Into protection. That's it. Water. And so, as we get closer and closer to the sun, we get deeper and deeper within the Titan. And eventually, we can face it and destroy it. Worst comes to worst. We just have to rely on Fluffy.
Elementalized towards water.
And so we face off against 3 fire elementals. Let's hope none of them crit at any point in time. The DOT is rather annoying. And that's that. With this last one, we can now take it easy. And just the mental assassination is enough to take care of this one. Almost. All of these here are light elementals, of course, because it's nowhere near warm enough. Like, it's warm enough for fire elementals, but fire elementals can't actually survive without burning something. And here it's easier to just be light. Which is all there is here, really. And it got through our shield. That is annoying. And Fluffy takes care of that light elemental so that we can just focus on the last one. Which Fluffy also takes out, actually. And then we're up against 3. Luckily the blind isn't as dangerous as it could be. Like, it's really annoying, but it's nowhere near as dangerous as some of them are. For example, if this one was in a larger fight than just this, that would be rather annoying, to put it mildly. And now we are blinded by the light.
Here we are. We just need to beat this up and the tiger will be free.
It's so bright. But we've dealt with worse, haven't we, Fluffy?
Yeah, we got this.
And so we heal. And we battle the Star Driver A014S. And it is overpowering light, so we require darkness. And yes, that is actually how this works. It is either overpowering light, which means that you need darkness multi-hits, or it is sweltering heat, which means that you need water multi-hits. Unfortunately, this class isn't actually that good at multi-hitting. Just its base attacks are. Of course, it is really weak when you get it stunned. Do I deal ice or water now? I deal water damage now. Okay, that's good. Because water damage is really difficult to change on this right now. And this darkness that this shade provides And we have a DOT on it, so now we really get it easy. Similarly, Chaos Weaver is really good at this, because it can just deal a lot of hits. As in, I think on the very first hit attack I had... let me see where it is. Okay, I deal darkness again. On the very first hit, I believe I had... on the very first attack, I could hit it again, because Chaos Weaver has just that many multi-hits. And with that, we have blasted the sun.
Oh, tell me this isn't...
Roar. And so, as the sun is destroyed, all that energy had to go somewhere. And it pushed back.
I think it worked. How? My legs are all wobbly.
Let's see. Yes.
Well, Zhang, thank you for saving me, but what are you doing here?
Don't sweat it. The other Rift Walkers and I have been helping out the Vin.
Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to get out of the sun. Jaina, you did that. The Titan went back, and the Golden Hand managed to shrink the rift.
Sure, it looked impressive. Great job, Jaina.
Well done, Jaina. That's a hero for you.
Nobody back home is going to believe this.
Well, thanks everyone, but really it's all thanks to Fluffy too. I couldn't have done it without them. That's right, I'm the greatest ever. Fetch me snacks, peons! Thank you too, Fluffy. I'm sure you were vital to the mission. Now, if you don't mind, I think I'm going to find a nice dark room and take a nap. I've had enough light for a lifetime. Of course, I'll have some knights escort you and Fluffy to the castle. You've more than earned it. Don't worry, we'll take care of the cleanup and cleaning up the remainder of the invasion. Your life is for 4 feet, foul beast.
Back your important things, princess. We're leaving.
Who did this to you, Papa?
I'll kill them. Appreciate it, sweetie. But even this is out of our hands. We're leaving.
But aren't my
What have I thought you?
material things are just that. You can't rebuild a kingdom without knocking a few houses over. I'll go get my bags ready.
That's a good girl. Let us move with haste.
Can I at least bring my pet along?
Your pet.
And with that, the Swordhaven Rift has been dealt with. Reports, please. We've brought the rift back under Magisterium control. Nothing else should be coming out from it.
It would be advisable to post some guards near it, though. You never know, right?
Understood. We'll delegate some knights to prevent anyone from approaching and anything from emerging. What of the Doomwood front? Dragon Lord Maritha has been heading the forces there.
Make a snarl from the rose.
Thankfully, there has been no signs of a Titan yet, at least.
The storms have been getting worse, however, and wildfires are starting to become a problem. The locals have been most cooperative thanks to Magus Neron's efforts.
I see. Has the base of the rift been located yet for the Golden Hand? Our scouts have narrowed one focus down to some ancient ruin deep within Doomwood. It will not be easy to secure. And what of the Northlands?
Again, no signs of a Titan yet, but the situation seems less dire compared to Amityville's.
Nikki has led our scouts there. They've reported many strange fungal growths sprouting from the snow and ice. Whatever is happening, it's certainly less overt than what has happened to Swordhaven and Amityville.
So far, at least. We have also struggled to find the foci of the Northlands Rift.
I see, and the Deathlands are still quiet. It's the strangest thing. We haven't noticed any unusual activity besides a few stray elementals.
And given that it's the Deadlands, it's hardly out of the ordinary as well.
We'll have to keep a close eye, watching on that rift in case it changes then. Thank you for the report. In that case, our next target must be Doomwood. We will take some time to prepare and recover, and then we march to Doomwood.
With all due respect, Your Majesty, but you're the Queen. Your place is here in Swordhaven.
Yes, you're right, of course. Very well, we'll take some time to prepare and recover, and then you'll march to Doomwood. It really isn't the same. Jania, don't throw your lives on what ifs. Don't throw your lives on but maybe scenarios. I know how much you must be struggling. You can talk to me Chania. What's next for the Green Guard Alliance? Well, what's next is getting the Titan Visage. First the incomplete Hound, then 2 times we go to battle because we need more of this. We need more what's it called? We need more of the proclamation medals. We need 2 more because we got 2 defenders medals in here. How can I click switch to the other? Yes, tab to switch works. That's great. And so we need 2 more because apparently we got lucky. Oh right. Now then, let's go for fast overkill this turn, instead of, you know, not. Because it was pure luck that we managed to almost kill that one the next turn. And so we have the first, now the second proclamation medal. Then we can upgrade it to an incomplete helm. And then 5 more to go ahead and look at the other one. Why did I do that? And then 10 more to grab the helm for realsies. Yes. And so we have the Swordhaven Rift Helm. Now we have the Swordhaven, the Titan Visage Gold, which has the crest that the one had. This is great fire and all resist, fire and light resist, and decent all resist on top of it. You need a total of, let's see, 5 for each level, so you need a total of 7 times 5, 35 proclamation levels, medals to get this to its max level, where you have an effective 12 light and 12 fire resist, 5 all resist, and 0 health resist. Which is decent enough, I guess. I don't like the way this one looks.
I think the way that the other ones look are way better. The rose one is just dark with light blue highlights and just the crest, while the wind one actually is open, properly open at that, I mean, and it actually looks really good. Let's see. Let's change this one to water. And now show Gabriel's strength. Let's visit the Royal Resistance. System secure for some runes diving. It's been a while, hasn't it, Slava? Glad you're here, Chena. And so we go towards the Doomwood camp. Because we need to go there first.
You're a leader, Kara. The Wind needs your guidance on the front lines. I have full confidence in Ritha's capabilities. She has already proven herself to be a talented commander without me. Well, you do what? Jania isn't going anywhere. This is so unlike you, Lady Kara. Your personal desire for redemption cannot outweigh the needs of the Wind or of lore. If you give in to that obsession, you'd be no better than Jania. No offense, Hansa.
Oh, do go on. This is quite the show.
You're right, of course, Melissa. Thank you ever so much for your counsel. Anyway, hello, Chena. We're in the middle of developing our plan for tackling the Doomwood Rift, as you can see. Hi, everyone. I hope I'm not interrupting. No, you're not. Let us get back on topic. Yes, let's. Emptyville and its surrounding areas have been well defended by its citizens so far. Megas Neron has managed to come to an accord with the vampires and werewolves for the defense of the region. As for the rift itself, it is on the border of Doomwood and the Whispering Steppes. The focus that the Wind Scouts have detected appears to be in some old ruins near said border. The nomadic tribes have left the area, and as they are not under Soraven's rule, we cannot expect them to be of assistance. Therefore, I propose an elite squad consisting of yourselves and whomever you deem a good fit for the job, to secure the focus before it is too late. What do you think?
Certainly agreeable to this plan. Even with Lady Jania's current state, the Magi have always been afforded significant independence. The Rose will be in good hands even with my absence.
The plan is acceptable. I look forward to exploring what sorts of ruins you have on this continent.
As do I, but an analytical exploration will have to wait until after our duties are done.
Of course. Job first.
The plan sounds solid to me as well.
Go on.
Kara, it'll be something to take your mind off things.
I'll stay here to help with the rebuilding.
Right. I'll round up some of our best and we'll establish a base camp for the expedition into the ruins. I would like to have some final words with Lady Jania if possible, though. I'm sure that can be arranged. As for my bodyguard, I believe he would wish to remain here in Swordhaven in your service, Queen Victoria, if you are amendable.
That's totally not Alden.
I can't say that I would mind, but is there any particular reason why? He was inspired by your leadership, despite any misgivings you may have. You are a strong, capable and strong leader, my queen. Very well. I accept.
That's totally not her father wishing to help her parent rule, but not wishing to steal her thunder.
Now, when you're all prepared, I expect you to make haste to the ruins. No Titan has emerged as of yet, but there's no telling if or when that could happen. Should we need to be in contact, the Wind Scouts have already set up messenger paths throughout the region. Word will travel fast. Will you be okay here, Queen Victoria? Thank you for your concern, Jaina, but yes, with the rebuilding and recovery, I'll have more than enough time on my hands.
Looks like you'll be giving us a tour of the region, Jaina.
Perhaps we can sample some of the local delicacies along the way, after a proper contamination, of course. I'll do my best, but I don't think we have time to stop and sightsee. A shame. Perhaps when this is all over, then.
And so, here we face Electrified.
Oh hey, I know what this weird pillar is. It's Fulgurite.
Cool, well, maybe not cool.
I think that means this area is dangerous.
So yeah, electricity everywhere. Shock wisps, several undead that especially do well with this. And of course, several thunderheads that for some reason still haven't been made weak to water and the normal. But yeah, these have gotten a redesign. However, their redesign is more in line with an electricity elemental instead of the air elementals that they were before. They were very clearly air elementals before. So, there are lightning strikes here. They take half your health. Once a screen.
Ooh, my body no longer aches. Now, isn't that wonderful?
Of course, they can take it more than once if you're stupid enough to walk through it multiple times. I thought I saw a message pop up, but no. Energy. Energy elementals, aka hard-hitting heart. These specialize in hitting really hard through whatever defenses you have. So yeah, shock wisps, sylph drakes, thunderheads, energy elementals, and in a bit we see something new. Something that wasn't here before. And I really like the design of those creatures. We see here a Hound. It's a thunder something. A thunder hound, I believe, even though it uses the design used for a lion at first. And the same animation set. But yeah, Hound. Hounds are elite mobs. They are the elite mobs, in fact, for this region right now. And they are weak to ice and nature for some reason, apparently. So let's deal some more damage to them. But yeah, the entire region is electrified. Which is really cool looking, and I really like the design of this. I in general like the design of Doomwood, because, you know, gothic. But this one in particular is looking really good right now. And so the first one is down. Second one goes out as well. Because crits are just awesome. And now we've won with this one as well. The best part about Thunderhead's new design here is that they weren't even designed like this for the what's it called, for this event. They were redesigned like this for Surging's weaponry, which, now that I think about it, we could do with some good old-fashioned what's it called? Oh yeah, good old-fashioned electricity weapons. After this, of course. Another Thunderhound. I just like that pun. But their design implies that they are created, which is also a really good design choice that they did here. Because, you know, this armor plating and the weapon atop its head and everything. Wow. Great way to design it. And I feel reinvigorated. Let's first take care of the shock ray. So that we don't have to deal with that one. Okay, this is annoying. Something got in my eye or something. It is irritating now. Anyway, new design. This is the raised skeleton. The darkness of Doomwood combined with the the ambient electricity has combined into a quite amazing, really, primordial mess. This one is weak to nature, so nature it is. Oh wait, that one is stone. Wait, this is stone? Damn it, I thought it was nature. This one is nature, I know that much. But really, use that design for stone? That's the design used for nature. Well, you learn something every day. I usually don't have reason to use this one for stone damage, or for nature damage really. Elementalized what? Water. If I had known that, I could have done several things better earlier. For example, switched to this when I was facing off against the Thunderheads.
Well, this is it.
Such a dreary place. And you people voluntarily choose to settle here?
This place is full of magics. The Wind Scouts must be talented indeed to snuff out the focus among this mess. Let's start by looking for a place to set up camp. For when everyone else gets here.
Agreed.
There. That's so much better now, isn't it? Thank you, Kara. It's been far too long since we sat down for tea. You know that the mirror doesn't tell you what will happen, only possibilities. I know. Everything in magic extrapolates from the small to the large. Every action we make has ripples. You know this. Most everyone knows this at some basic level. But also that I trust you. The Rose trusts you. The people of Swordhaven and Queenguard trust you. You took on this burden of protector and you've proven yourself before. I did no such thing. You did, and you learned from your mistake. You needn't be afraid of yourself, for if you open yourself to those who would aid you, we will be there to help. No one person can control the flow and consequences of magic. Look not to the mirror, but to the counsel of those who would have you as a friend. Thank you, Kara. You have given me much to think about. I am ever available should you require me. In the meantime, I must make my way to where duty calls. Control.
And she took precisely the wrong thing from that.
Yeah? Yeah, no? No. What have I gotten myself into this time?
And here we can get a Vulgarite ring.
Focus and fixation. What will you uncover in the runes?
A Vulgarite ring, it seems. And now we can be here. Hello, Verly.
How are you doing, Fluffy?
It's comfy here. When I go into the ruins, my skills break up. I don't know what's waiting for us in there, but we'll have to be on the guard.
And that's Verly, so then we can go in here, of course.
What do you mean resources are preemptively occupied?
Shapelessness. The border village incident must have been quite severe for them to spread the infestation so thin.
Of all the... Oh, apologies. We didn't see you there, Chain. Hello, Velsaslava, Ostromir.
Dana?
Is everything okay? What's this about it? No, yes.
Nothing to worry about, just the usual bureaucracy and interdepartmental politics.
The Shapeless will said so. That reminds me. Whenever I encounter magisters who used magic, they required those floating blue people. What's that all about? Do you need them as well?
Those, Jane.
And those, Jaina, are the ignominious. For many magisters, they are required to perform acts of magic, but we are the Golden Hand. But one of the privileges afforded to us by the Shapeless is that we have some capacity for magic on our own.
Of course, traveling so much, our exposure to the Shapeless's gift is much more limited. Regardless, we also have a number of focus crystals to use as a backup to power our suits and tools, should we find ourselves unable to use our own mana for whatever reason.
You mentioned the Shapeless's gift. What's that? A gift?
From the Shapeless. Oh, I hate it when you look at me like that.
Astromir.
What? She's a hero, isn't she? I'm sure it's fine. It's a source of magic that only the Shapeless's chosen may draw from. It allows magisters to perform extraordinary feats of magic as the Shapeless wills. However, prolonged exposure to it may have some adverse effects on one's natural ability to use magic. My personal theory is that by using it, one's soul is gradually...
Astromir. Come on, it was just getting interesting. Apologies, Jaina, but the secrets of the Shapeless are not yours to bear. Besides, we have a mission to attend to, do we not?
We must be sure to borrow some samples. This is the rose one. I need the golden hand one. Okay, Bishop's Crossroads is when this changes. That's right. I bet some of the research teams back home would give much to be able to examine these ruins in person. We must be sure to borrow some samples for Slava. I'm almost certain these would be connected to, you know.
Perhaps. I'll leave you to it then. Apologies for our rudeness. When this business is all over, maybe you could return with us to Nibelheim. If approved by the Magisterium and the Shapeless, you may have your answers then.
Now, where did I put that wrench? And so, this doesn't change much. For a while. We just get a new guest. And so we can go a shocking discovery, or we can go to battle. We will go ahead and make a shocking discovery first. The battle is for later. Our Rose representative, our Golden Hand representative, and our Wind representative. Who designed these structures to be so maze-like? The protection of the rift indicates that the focus lies deep within. Bah, I don't understand your culture and reference for such old and forgotten things. If we could only just... For the last time, Astromir, no, we aren't going to excavate through the ruins unless we have no other choice. I'm just saying, whoever made or created these dusty old halls are long gone. Why let old things stand in the way of progress?
These ruins are sacred to the tribes around here for a reason. There are all sorts of secrets of our past that we might accidentally destroy or miss if we just smash our way through. Not to mention, it would anger the nomads when they return. It wouldn't do well for us to plunge into a preventable conflict so soon.
The nomad tribes. Your alliance has the superior numbers and capabilities. Surely the nomad tribes stand no challenge.
We prefer peace here, Astromir.
Yes, and all the peace and dingy ruins you could ever want after a brief one-sided campaign.
How's that working out for the Empire and the Vulcanland,
Magister? What do you think, Jaina? Surely you agree with me. We're pressed for time, after all.
No, we must be careful. No, we must be careful. See, Jaina agrees with us too, Astromir. And Vlaslava's group is searching too, so I'm sure we'll find it sooner than later.
Besides,
Queen Victoria gave us orders not to disturb the ruins any more than we must. And it's on her generosity that you're even here.
Yes, and we mustn't anger your most gracious queen. I'm sure she won't mind if we do a little bit of... Wait.
Is something the matter?
Shh! Hold up! And these are our opponents.
How did this go from tallest to shortest? Like, how? Oh. What are those things? What have they captured?
It's none of our business. We'll let them pass and we'll be on our way.
Are all magisters so passive, or is it just the Golden Hand who are so cowardly?
My combat abilities are rather limited. Excuse me if I don't want to run out and die for something that I have no familiarity with.
But whatever it is, it's clearly being held against its will. Maybe it can help us find the focus if we free it.
Everyone who wants to be a hero, go on, save the day.
We don't need your permission.
And so, we get to be a hero. Now then, let's make sure that this didn't override us having summoned
Fluffy.
Water and fire. This is water. And so the Lagon Seeker. is attacked. You might think it's strange that they don't have that Raven doesn't deal energy damage like normal energizers. Well, there's a reason for that. It's mostly to do with the fact that these are the energizers from Doomwood, who usually would be benefited more by getting light than energy damage anyway. But also, it's just Raven. Raven is a bit of a special case. And now we are marked. And that is actually rather annoying, because it gives a status effect of some sort. Except I don't know what sort. Because it is a hidden status effect. I believe it just means that they deal more damage the next turn. Charge up and attack. Target marked. Target marked. That's their voice from now on. Or at least for these ones. Target hit. And yes, target marked does not mean that they are actually going to attack that target. Because me and Raven are unscathed, and that's definitely what they said. We were definitely not their targets, right? It wasn't as though they attacked us and said target marked, or anything like that. But yeah, this is the second of the Proclamation Wars, and the last one that is actually completed. Now we heal, and we face a Lagom Stomper with a Lagom Seeker at its side. Lagom Stompers are annoying, because they have the annoying ability to stun you. Now then, first focus this one. Or sort of focus that one. Tap. Yes. So now we have to deal with only one instead of two enemies attacking us. Okay, the stun didn't actually hit us. That's good. That's very good. And now with Mretha's last hit. Right, now we do focus on the Stomper first. Because no matter how strong these may be. It is always worse dealing with them when they've got you stumped. Let's just go ahead and focus on another one. And yes, as long as even one of them gets a mark off, it is in effect. Which is the annoying part. And with that, can do that to end it. And now we have to deal with 3 stompers. I'm sorry. What? Okay, that one didn't stomp us. That's good. That's very good, actually. That one got blocked. And Fluffy took out the first one. The second one is taken out now. And as you can see, these lagons disappear. And Raven just got stomped.
Well, let's see who or what we've saved. It kind of looks like those other creatures we just defeated. Ah, it's adorable. How do we get this cage open?
A shocking discovery.
I could smash it with my sword, maybe.
And this thing cowers.
But if you do that, you might hurt it, Militha. Astramir, do you think you could help us with this?
I think I can open this, but are you sure you want to?
What's the worst that could happen?
Oh, I could think of any number of threats that such an unknown thing could pose.
Look how scared it is. There's no way it would harm us. I, too, am reluctantly disarmed by its harmless appearance.
Okay, but if it fries us all, I told you so.
And so, I have, yet again, deftly maneuvered my way out of a precarious predicament with an elegance so befitting of only a prince of the manufactory. Well, peons, will you not humble yourself before my presence?
I think I understand why it was caged now. Permission to recage it?
Prince, was it? I think you have us at a disadvantage. We've never seen anything like you before.
Yes, that would make sense. I assume that I've traveled into the beyond after all. Very well, let me introduce myself. I am Prince Yolin Ferton IV, second heir to the manufactory, and your better. Those ruffians whom I so swiftly dispatched earlier were sent assassins, sent to kidnap me and prevent my return home.
I have so many questions. Excuse me, Prince Yolin, but what are you?
Yes, beyond has, as of yet, likely not been graced by the ephemeral form of the Lagomorph. Or Lagom, for sure. We are the occupants of the manufactory, the largest city in the energy plains.
So you're from the plane of energy?
That's what I said.
Are you familiar with any of this, Ostromir?
Energy. I don't think we've ever sent any expeditions to... no. I have no idea what this prince is talking about. I am curious, however, how is it that we understand each other? I would have assumed there would have been a language barrier.
Aha! You underestimated Prince, Sparkly One. I have had only the best tutors, and thus I speak fluent beyond speech.
He's so precious. He's even cuter than Fluffy.
I'm sorry, what? This sparkling little puffball doesn't hold a candle to my majestic cuteness, I'll have you know.
A dragon. This explains so much.
You're all in servitude to this one, then. I've always wanted to act as my draw speed. Thank you. I am an effervescent pineapple. At least you recognize my stature, squashy one. I didn't pay much attention during Draconic class.
Anyway, Prince Yolin, I suppose we should introduce ourselves. I am Jaina. This is Marita, Raven, Astromir, and Fluffy. I see you've already become acquainted with. Since you consider this the beyond, I assume you came here through the rift?
Yes! I was sent fleeing from captors sent after me by, I can only assume, one of my many brothers or sisters. When I strategically came upon this massive tear in the world. And so intrepid and brave explorer that I am, I made my way through into the beyond. I can only assume the seekers followed me.
If you came through, then do you remember where that happened?
Of course! You dare doubt my superior memory! It was a dark room with very little light. I made a few turns, I remember, kept going in various different directions.
Avatars, help us.
Then I stumbled upon numerous points of interest that weren't particularly interesting. In fact, you could say the only say they were points of insignificance. But I'll know them when I see them.
Fantastic. It is of no help at all. Shall we get a move on then?
Astromir, don't be rude. I don't think I'll ever grow accustomed to your culture's penchant for the irrelevant. Prince Yulan, do you need our help returning home? It just so happens that we're looking for a way to close off the means by which you traveled here. Maybe we can work together. Oh, but there's so much of the beyond to explore. I would perhaps be receptive of your servitude. That is, if the dragon is willing to share. But at some point I should return home. The manufactory isn't going to run itself after all. Yes, I do believe we can be of assistance to each other. It's about time we headed back out and met up with Vseslava's group. Let's hear what they may have to say about Prince Yarlin.
Very well. Follow me, everyone. I have no idea what this prince is talking about.
None at all.
Ah, the totally not lesbians, as someone in the community proclaimed.
And then you puffed up really big and it was so cute. Raven, calm down. You can tell me about it later. I'm just glad you're safe.
The manufactory, huh?
No, I don't think I've ever heard of such a place. However, I could see the benefit of having the prince around. Should we run into other Lagomorphs? They are likely to be hostile to us and him anyway, but still, it's an advantage.
Or maybe we could make a deal with the other Lagom and exchange the prince for...
Astromir, we are not sacrificing a helpless individual to achieve our goals. Let's see.
What did I skip? Just that's
I agree with Kara here. We have alternatives and we'll accomplish our mission regardless.
very well. I still don't trust it though.
That brings us to a point. What do we do with him? We can't just leave him to his own devices. Astromir, you seem to distrust him most out of all of us. Perhaps we can keep an eye on him in the Golden Hand camp.
Fair. I'll make sure it doesn't get up to anything untoward.
That settles it. We'll meet up again and to delve into the rest and the ruins after some rest. Prince Yulan, come along, man. Is that the moon? It's beautiful.
And so we get a Lagom chassis frame. And here, these are all the same conversations. So that doesn't change. But we now have Prince Yulan to talk to.
Greetings, Jenya.
Hello, Prince Yulan. I hope your accommodations have been satisfactory. Astromir hasn't been too rude to you, I hope.
Astromir has been distant but hospitable, although likely out of politeness than any real care or respect. But I've encountered such before. This won't be the last. The Slava has been kinda, and these lockings are quite comfortable indeed. I also ingested a bottle of their mushroom broth. Surprisingly, that and delicious.
Do you mind if I ask you some questions about you and your home?
I prefer asking you more about the beyond, but I understand. The allure and majesty of the manufactory calls to all. What would you ask of me?
And so you can cast about and so you can search about these about several things, about humans, about dragons, about their world, the manufactory, and then eventually you can leave. But that, of course, always is possible. And so, I think that will be the end of our stream. After, of course, we do the actual asking.
You don't seem too surprised to see humans. Are there humans in the manufactory?
Humans are quite rare, but do exist. They are the premier scholars of Beyond Speech, although I don't think many, if any, have been to the Beyond themselves.
Curious. Something to note, Ostromir. Prince Yulin, have you heard of humans dressed as we do, perhaps?
I've definitely never seen or heard of sparkly humans like the Golden Hand, but the plains are a big world. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. There are those, like myself, who studied the Beyond Speech for its similarities and roots and ancient car speech as well. Although, from what I understand, humans have trouble with car speech. This a pity. It is a beautiful language.
And then,
about dragons, you seemed even less surprised to see Fluffy than as humans. I take it dragons are a common sight in the manufactory?
Not in the manufactory itself, no. We would not deign to compete with such savage creatures, but they are certainly not uncommon elsewhere. I've not seen one before myself before, though. From the stories, I'd have expected them to be bigger. Maybe the dragons of the beyond aren't as scary. I'm sure the dragon that rules over you all is a most wise and benevolent ruler. After all, size isn't everything, as evidenced by myself.
You call our world the beyond. What do you call the world where you came from? Prince Yulin, you are not to...
Excuse me?
let it go, Slava. With a proclamation rift as they are, they'll learn sooner or later.
Very well, I apologize, Prince Yulin. I meant no offense.
None taken, gracious host. As I was saying, regarding our world, we call it the plains. The more uncivilized parts are sometimes referred to as the wastes. But there are those of us with the power who wish to see the lands united as the plains.
I've heard of the elemental planes. I wonder how they're related, or possibly the same places.
They...
Astromir!
Who knows? Beyond speech can be such an imprecise language at times.
Now then, asking about the manufacturing?
Can you tell me more about the manufacturing?
The manufactory is the crown jewel of the energy plains. A massive city and factory, the center of innovation, and also my almost birthright.
You're a prince, aren't you? But seeing as you were pursued by assassin, I assume the political situation is tricky?
Yes, I am the second prince. Unfortunately, that means that my older brother is in line to take off before I am. It also means there are quite a few siblings behind me. My older brother is content to allow the manufactory to continue its current course of isolation, but I disagree. I believe that only through trade and exploration can we gain knowledge and innovate as we did in the early days of the manufactory. But of course, not everyone agrees. I doubt my brother was directly behind the assassins, but perhaps another sibling among his allies. While I don't miss the politics of home, I hope everything is okay while I'm in the beyond. I was happy to speak with you. I myself must continue my investigation of the beyond. There's so much to see and learn.
Take care, Prince Yun, and try not to wander off on your own.
Worry not. I have no intent on betraying the trust of my subjects, especially when they have been so useful.
So, yeah, that was Prince Yerlin and the start of us taking on the Rift Alliance. Now then, I will see you all next week. Goodbye.